All right. Jussie on fire with a banger. Because, oh my gosh, you guys, we never could have predicted this. But it turns out that there may have been some shenanigans related to the COVID vaccine. It's just, I mean, when you put all of your faith and trust in institutions that recommend your health actions to protect you and your family, it just blows your mind when news comes out that they may have been operating not necessarily in your best interest. They might have been prioritizing other things higher than your health and safety. It's going to blow your mind. And there's quite a few stories to go through here. The first one being that apparently they timed the release of the shot around a pretty significant political date, which I guess would put out to the whole world which side they were on, you know, and obviously they didn't actually care about people living, dying, or the efficacy of the actual shot. So that is what we're going to do today. I'm going to run you guys through all these stories that we're going to go through because they just keep on getting better, dude. So we'll start here with this shocker that turns out, guys, that Pfizer thought they had the shot totally ready to go. And they were like, you know what? This COVID thing is really serious. Choke Dealer, what's up? Balthazar, what's up? Drizzle for Shizzle, what's up? Rock Regia, scumbags. And for anybody who's coming in and watching this later, this is a live stream. See, look, these are live viewers. All right. So we're going to be responding to some people as we go through this. But, so in 2020, you guys may recall, it was so serious. It was so serious that everybody needs to stay indoors. No one can go to work. No one can go to school. We don't want you going to Christmas dinner with your family. If someone in your family is dying, you can't see them. You can't go to the hospital. Okay. If you go to the grocery store, we don't want you standing within 6 feet of anyone else because you could die. Okay. These death numbers are 100% legit. Okay. When it says COVID death, don't worry about comorbidities. That's not relevant. Don't look at the data. Trust us. 100 billion people are going to die from this. And if you don't get the shot, you're going to be one of them. Okay. Now, we might have something that could help with this whole thing. Trust us. It's super safe and effective. But as it turns out, it was so safe and effective that they decided they should probably release it at a date that was most advantageous to making sure that that guy didn't win the 2020 election. I'm just saying, this is one thing that they're getting investigated for right now. We also have this gem right over here that we'll also go over. So the FDA's top vaccine official has been forced out, and he claims that it's because of RFK's misinformation and lies. I mean, I'm just saying. Okay. Listen, when I think deliverers of misinformation and lies, I would never think of the FDA. Okay. Like the FDA is rock solid. When has the FDA ever said anything that ended up not being true? When have they ever recommended something, that ended up being different than what they had originally, said it would be? Have I seen the huge clots coming out of vax peeps during autopsies? I have seen that documentary. I can't verify whether those are accurate. I love you says I never catch you live, and you love my show. And I love you right back. Is that Lake Tahoe? Looks like Lake Tahoe. Very beautiful. Thank you very much. Yeah, I agree with this, Anna Mitchell. I can't believe anybody would fall for this. I can't believe anyone fell for it the first time. I certainly can't believe anyone would fall for it again. You know, I am shocked. 6 feet, still infected in Virginia. No way. Rick Birdwell, that's good information, dude. So I'll tell you, so obviously we're going to go over this guy over here, who you may recall is the top FDA vaccine official. And shocker, he found that he was having trouble finding common ground with RFK. Geez, is that why we elected him? I feel like maybe that's exactly why we elected him. So I feel like that's good news. Also, we're going to go through some funny ones, okay? Because there's a lot of other funny stuff. Like this one as an example. And when I say funny, okay, this is from yesterday. When I say funny, what I mean is critically important, absolutely critical importance to the health and safety of Americans that everyone knows right this minute. This is from yesterday, okay? This is not an April Fool's joke. This is real. This is actually a thing that they put out to the public, okay? This is a study that for sure you should trust, okay? Study estimates that current Moderna vaccine is 53% effective against COVID hospitalization. I mean, listen, I know that it would be really easy to test a thing like that because so many people are hospitalized from COVID, right? Like, if I want to know how likely it is that I'm going to get hospitalized, whether I take a Moderna shot or not a Moderna shot, this is a perfect time to run that test because so many people that I know have been hospitalized from COVID recently. Like tons, I can't think of any off the top of my head right this second, but I know if I rack my brain, I will, because I just feel like, man, who was that one guy? No. Oh, wait. There was, no. I feel, no. Right this second, I'm having a hard time remembering anyone who got hospitalized for COVID recently that I know, but I'm sure there are millions out there. Just ask, Fauci or one of these ousted FDA people. I'm sure there's like a ton of people that are still getting hospitalized, right? I mean, but as long as they get the Moderna shot, there's a 47% chance that they'll get hospitalized, as opposed to the super high chance that they were going to get hospitalized before they took the shot. I'm just saying, dude. I'm just saying. I mean, I'm terrified of getting hospitalized from COVID. I don't just go around licking random things that I find because I'm so unafraid of getting hospitalized. Because, listen, if someone came to my house right now and was like, I was going to come and I was going to hang out inside your home, but I decided I want to walk around your home straight to the backyard because there are so many people getting hospitalized from COVID right now that I just don't want to take a chance. I would definitely think to myself, this is a reasonable person that I definitely should spend a lot of time with, not an irrational psychopath who definitely should go line up to take the Moderna shot because they want that additional 53% protection against that almost certainty that they'll be hospitalized in the event that they did catch COVID, because that happens so often now, I'm just saying, this is really important, right? I have family members who have not woken up yet. I don't know of anyone who is getting hospitalized. Peach Lady, thank you for that contribution. I think that we're all on the same page that there are not a lot of people getting hospitalized. And when I say not a lot of people, I mean, who knows anyone who's been hospitalized by COVID recently? Are we saying we're doing this? Really? I mean, I don't know. Really? This is serious. Study estimates current. You know what? We're actually going to read some of this. Okay. We're going to read some of this just to see how they could, in any semblance of reality, have been seriously acting as though you need to be protected against COVID, sending you to the hospital at this point. barring a person like having fucking stage 4 cancer, radiation therapy, and also lupus, and 80 other things, and honestly, I would be, never mind. Can't say that. So here's the, oh God. Hey, since we're on other things that are kind of silly, right? Here's another thing we'll go over. So universal coronavirus vaccine breakthrough, a single shot that could protect you from COVID, MERS, and the common cold. Just when I think that modern medicine can't get any more inspiring, okay? Any more inspiring, I'm like, bang, there it is. The vaccine breakthrough. We're going to solve COVID, MERS, and the common cold all at once. I'm like, hang on. Did you say vaccinate against the common cold? Is that something that you said? Vaccinate against the common cold, huh? Is this will a retard believe this.com? Like what's this website? SciTechDaily.com / would a retard believe this? Huh. Well, I don't know. Do you believe it, guys? A vaccine for the common cold? I feel like we've gone over whether or not that's possible, but it makes perfect sense that, a vaccine for the common cold would also protect you against MERS and COVID. By the way, if you guys were not paying attention to the hearings in Congress when Rand Paul was questioning Anthony Fauci about the gain of function stuff, something that he brought up that didn't concern me very much, but I assume people who are a little bit more paranoid about this stuff might have been a little bit concerned when he pointed out that they had gain of function, juiced up a strain of MERS that would be fatal to 35% of the people who got it, regardless of their health. I remember seeing that and being like, you know what I know? Anthony Fauci is a blessing to society. I'm so glad that he was doing this, knowing that there's a version of MERS that exists in the world because we funded this research and created it that would, if my family got it, kill 2 of the 5 of us most likely. I mean, listen, thank you, Anthony Fauci. Thank you, NIH. And definitely thank you to anyone who still supports these guys juicing up viruses. Because I feel like if I was listening when they explained why they did gain of function, it was so they could create the viruses, so they could create the cure to the viruses. So ipso facto, if we were doing gain of function on COVID-19, which ultimately got released upon the world, definitely by accident, definitely a lab leak, and not intentional, for sure, right? But that should have theoretically meant that we had a cure for it or some kind of treatment that worked, right? I mean, I'm just saying, like, as far as I remember, it was like, that's how we had such a safe and effective treatment that stopped the spread, dead in its tracks. You get the shot, no one is going to get it. You stop it dead. You get one shot, stops it dead. You get one shot and stops it dead. One shot stops it dead. Is that what you say also, Joe Biden? Absolutely. Is that what you say? Girl on MSNBC with the short hair whose face I never want to see and name I never want to say ever again. Absolutely. Of course. Okay. One shot. And these people are too afraid to get it. What about you, Keith Olbermann? You pussies are too scared to stop the spread. You got one shot, it's over. Here's a video of me getting it. What about you, comedian? Of course I got it. Here, what happened with her? I don't know. Hang on. Let me look that up real quick. So she stopped the spread. Comedian, vaccine, blackout. Listen. I think maybe when I think about that incident, this is what comes to mind. Oh my God.
I don't care, but I want you to know, double vaxxed booster flu shot, and I'm going to be honest, I have the shingle shot too. And I still get my period. What? Yes. Traveled, went to Mexico twice, did shows, meet and greets, never got COVID. Clearly, Jesus loves me the most. Seriously. So nice. So nice.
I mean, I don't know. It was at that moment that I knew definitely safe, definitely effective, and definitely a good idea to make fun of God. You know, it's like the trifecta all at once. You know, I think it proves that making fun of God and getting whatever shot the government tells you to is probably the best thing for you at all times. Okay. At all times. Thank you for that, Heather McDonald. AJ Blake, thank you very much for the super chat. Love your channel, brother. I'm not an anti-vaxxer, but I believe in calculated risk assessment. Me too. And people need to go watch Rogan's episode with Dr. Suzanne Humphrey. Speaking of vaccine research, I would love to do that. I'm not sure if I've watched that, but I agree with you that they should go watch it because I like smart people who go on Rogan's episode. Dude, I honestly have no idea where they even stand on it, but I agree with you. Everybody should go check that out. Suzanne Humphreys. I will go take a look actually myself after this. Greg Schuster, thank you. It's Shoe, you guys. I bought a shoe for Shoe, and I signed it and sent it to him. Fauci needs to go to gay baby jail. Maybe I can loan him my Cancun blouse. I could, but I think it might make him a little too sexy in jail because anybody wearing that shirt, the second they walk in prison, they are going to be somebody's girlfriend because they're going to look so hot, dude. So hot. Coldfish says, I got COVID. The sniffles, runny nose were awful. Lucky to survive. Bunch of criminals. My former fight teammate's 22-year-old son was rushed to the hospital 2 days after jab. Now has myocarditis. That is not me saying that, you guys. That's me reading something on the internet because I would never say something like that on my YouTube channel or endorse the fact that I've heard stories like that 10,000 times. You know, I hope that he gets better because, you know, the whole thing, honestly, with in all seriousness, what I have heard about young kids, like young people who get myocarditis, the best thing for them is to rest. Like the most dangerous thing they can do is just like keep on pounding their heart. Like that's why all the athletes, this is a theory is that the reason that the athletes is because they got myocarditis and then they kept on putting, stress on their heart. Again, I can't verify this. I'm not a doctor, just what I heard. Convert, thank you for the super chat. Bro, RFK, can we have a round of hands for the motherfucking RFK? What a human being, including Ron Paul, 27 billion pulled from Pfizer produced with the U.S. Bruh, that was another one that I was just about to pull up. I'm not sure if people knew about this, okay? How about that? Pfizer considers relocating overseas manufacturing to U.S. facilities after, wait for it, Trump implements 25% tariff on importing pharmaceuticals. Wait a minute. Hang on. Is that really what it says? I just want to make sure. I just want to make sure that that's really what it says. Okay. Because, oh my God, are you kidding me? Okay. I'm not creating an account. You guys are going to take my word for it because I wouldn't lie to you. That is exactly what is going on. Okay. That is exactly what is going on because he's putting a 25% tariff on importing pharmaceuticals. And so they're like, well, this is, we only make decisions based on finances, Hey, how many people are going to die from the treatment? What, a Vioxx? Oh, so it's really good for arthritis, but it's, stopping people's hearts. But how much money would we make? Historically, not very good decision makers when it comes to prioritizing people's health over money. And so all you have to do is just talk to them in their language. Here, fuckhead, it's more expensive for you to give those jobs overseas. And they're like, oh, Jesus, what the hell are we doing? Let's bring them to America. It's like, oh, almost like I could have predicted what you were going to do. I love you. Thank you very much for the super chat. You probably get this a lot, but you look like Tom McDonald. I don't get that one as much as I get fucking Macklemore. actually. Thank you for the super chat. Macklemore is the winner. And if you've never played that game on this channel here, just because I think Macklemore is such a sorry ass, that's why I think that this game is really funny. Okay. Like I think Macklemore is a huge nerd, and I can't remember exactly what it was. He had some scandal that I don't remember, but it was like, hey, okay, this is like my favorite game that I play on this channel. It's like, so if I was to theoretically, instead of doing what I did, gone to Hollywood and seen how big and long a hot dog connected to a music producer that I could fit down my throat instead of going and doing the things I would do, I think maybe this is like my parallel life, you know? Look it. One of us has never swallowed a hot dog that big. The other one did it a lot. That's how he bought all those rings, you know? So. Okay, now speaking of people who are potentially, you know, putting things down their throat to support their drug habit, how about Cory Booker today, dude? Good God. Okay, I don't know if you guys have watched that video that I did, but Cory Booker has been railing methamphetamines, allegedly, for the last 24 hours, okay, filibustering on the floor of the Senate, going blah, 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 blah. He looks so cracked out. It's insane. And I'm going to rehash some things I said in my video, okay, because it's pretty straightforward, dude. No one can talk for an entire day straight while simultaneously like being upright and looking even like moderately presentable to the world. Like I'm going to pull this up again. Just like there's like a live stream of it. And you guys tell me, does this seem like someone who's on drugs for 1000% sure? Or Dana White just made an announcement, and the announcement is Marab versus Sugar Sean, June 7th. That's not even close to as cool as I thought. Yep. All right. So he said there was going to be a big announcement, and it's that instead of that's very unfortunate. I thought it was going to be John Jones, but it's not. So no, hang on. Okay, check this out. So Cory Booker, this is like, I hope that there's still a live stream. 23rd straight hour.
And I do. What are you going to do, Senator? And so I don't have a brilliant.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. Hang on. Let me make this big. Oh my God. Yeah. Wait. I'm contemplating pulling the fire alarm. Oh, it's Ted Cruz. He's like, I'm going to pull the fire alarm. He's like, I can't take it, man. Okay, here we go. Cory Booker, as he breaks his speaking record. I'm not here because of his speech. Okay, so this dude. Here you go. Okay, so he just broke the record for the longest filibuster of all time. And now look at this guy. Is this a thing that a person could do who's not on serious drugs? No, it's not.
There's a room here in the Senate named after Strom Thurmond.
Oh my God, no, he's not.
Him is wrong. And maybe my ego got too caught up that if I stood here, just maybe I could break this record. The man who tried to stop the rights upon which I stand. I'm not here, though, because of his speech. I'm here despite his speech.
No fucking way. No way. This dude, this fucking idiot just did a pound of crystal meth / a pocket full of Adderall, has not eaten in a day, has done nothing but eat drugs and talk for 24 hours. And when he broke the record for the longest filibuster, completely fueled by speed and nothing else, He's going to stand up there and start acting like he's tearing up, like he just accomplished something amazing. You're a drug addict, weirdo, speed freak, you fucking idiot. Listen, like, this is honestly him acting like this, breaking that record is the same as that girl who was like, I'm going to have sex with 1,000 guys in a day. And then it's like the 990th dude. And she's like, I really think I'm going to make it. They're like icing her box. She gets through the 1,000th one and they give her a microphone. She's all, I knew it. I knew if I just believed I could do it. I knew I could do it. They're like, you had sex with 1,000 guys in a day. She's like, I know. And no one can ever take this away from me. You're like, this is not a thing to be proud of. Okay? You've made being a whore into like a circus show. Okay? It's not cool to have sex with 1,000 people ever. Certainly not in one day. Okay? Cory Booker, you are a senator. You're a congressperson, okay? Doing a mountain of drugs and talking for 24 straight hours is not something to stand up there and cry about like you did something amazing. Do you think anyone is dumb enough to think you did this sober, you fucking idiot? What a moron. I can't, dude. If I was a Democrat, I'd switch sides right now. Just on that. I'd be like, whatever side this fucking guy is on, I'm on the other side. Okay? Like, I can't. I stand here on the principles that were argued by Thurman. Give me a fucking break, dude. Let's listen to this drugged out moron act like he did something special.
I'm here because as powerful as he was, the people were more powerful. But I remind you, all those people who believe like me, that
here. Let me zoom in on this. Here, let me get this big for you guys. Get a nice, good look at those eyes, dude. Get a nice, good look at those eyes. He's all. I did it, you guys. I did it. Unbelievable. I can't, dude. And by the way, oh, hey, what was going on while he was doing this, you guys? Why was this top of mind? Hey, because a dude on his staff, probably his meth dealer, got arrested carrying a pistol on Capitol grounds. Okay? Now, I don't mean to start any conspiracy theories here, but I feel like there might be something to someone investigating whether or not this staffer was always on his staff or whether it was someone who was there specifically to give him drugs and they didn't know the rules, which is why they brought a pistol onto the grounds. I don't know. I'm just asking questions. Okay. Does seem a little bit weird that the day that Cory Booker 100% minus 0.0001% to keep me out of court was on drug. The day they're like, for 100% certain, minus 0.01%, because I can't know for sure, was definitely 100% on drugs, minus 0.01%. That's the day that some random dude on his staff is all, what? I didn't know the rules, dude. Hey, I didn't know the rules, man. Yeah, I brought a gun. Okay? There are people want to kill you. There's people want to kill me. You want me hanging out here at the Capitol, not strapped, son? Are you crazy? They're like, I don't recognize you. Are you always here? He's all, I'm here when Cory needs me to be here. You see what he's doing for the country right now? You think he could do that without me? They're like, you're going to prison. You're going to jail at least. That's fine, man. What I've done, I've contributed to the greatness of the United States right now. Okay, take my gun. Take me to jail. But before you do, here, I have this backpack. Can you hand this to Cory before I go? Just make sure he's got some files in there that he needs. There's some files and some things like that he's going to definitely need. Just give him the backpack. It's fine. Okay. He knows where to find the stuff. I bet Cory has a diaper on too. Well, he's walked off for very short periods of time. Cory, what are you doing with that light bulb? He's all, what? What? Were you lighting that light bulb on fire? No, I was changing the light bulb. I was going to the bathroom and the light bulb was out. Okay? I carry around light bulbs in my pockets to make sure that if light bulbs go out, I can just change the light bulbs. And that's what I did. I changed the fucking light bulb. Get off my back. Okay? Get off my back. I'm here because people like Thurman and people like Bill Gates, who funded my campaign, and George Soros and Hillary Clinton. You're like, are you just saying words? He's all, and Barack Obama, who came before me. I was supposed to be the next Barack Obama. I look like Barack Obama. I could talk for 24 straight hours. They're all, do you want to go back to the thing? I'm a janitor. I just wanted to know why you were lighting a light bulb on fire. Fucking crackhead. Greg Schuster, can't stay for the whole live stream. Brother Cory Booker is coming over to help me drop this Vortex 350 onto the old Red Dragon. That's funny. I bought a Vortex Viper the other night, and I'm putting it onto my Taurus Expedition 6.5 Creedmoor as we speak. Thank you for the super chat. Caston 01157. I met Cory face-to-face years ago, and he seemed like he was on something then. Dude, thank you for the super chat. He always looks like he's on something to me, man. He's one of the, he's one of these guys. He's like, yes, we introduced the anti-lynching bill. It's really important. The anti-lynching bill. You're all, just in case you guys think I'm making that up, because I know how insane that sounds. Okay, Cory Booker, anti-lynching bill. Let's see. Oh, he's back at it, guys. He's back at it. Booker applauds Senate passage of the Emmett Till Anti-Lynching Act last month to create a specific offense for lynching. Okay. So the Emmett Till Anti-Lynching Act, which passed in 2022, amends the U.S. Code to designate lynching a federal hate crime punishable by up to 30 years in prison. Wait a minute. Lynching? The legislation is named after Emmett Till, an African-American teenager from Chicago, Illinois, who was lynched while visiting his family in Mississippi in 1955. My goodness. You guys wouldn't by chance be drilling into the fear of racism of the African-American population in the United States just to get their votes by passing ludicrous laws that make no fucking sense, would you? That wouldn't be like a direct, intentional fear campaign directed at the black population in America, would it? Because getting 30 years in prison for lynching, when lynching is first degree murder in every single case, explain to me why you needed to do that bill. I'm just curious, right? Because lynching means you hang a person from a tree or from something else and they die, right? Like they die from hanging. I'm pretty sure that's murder. I think that's murder. I'm pretty sure that's murder. So thank you. Thank you, Cory Booker, for making sure that you push forward the anti-lynching bill that definitely was necessary in the United States. That is absolutely unbelievable. It's one of the stupidest fucking things I've ever heard in my entire life. It's even stupider now that I've actually read that. God, who else was behind that thing? Oh, who would have guessed? Kamala Harris. Cool. So let me see if there's anything related to Jussie Smollett. So, February 14th, 2019. Here we go. It sucks when Jesse on Fire has a really good memory, doesn't it? You know, like when Jesse on Fire sees like overt, ludicrous manipulation and obvious things that you should kind of drill into a little bit, because I never forget, you know, 6 years ago, okay, you guys may recall Jussie Smollett, who is both homosexual and black, half black at least, was walking in Chicago at 3 a.m. It was negative 12 degrees. He was going to get a Subway sandwich. Okay. And 2 white MAGA hat wearing Republican black person haters They saw him. They were out for a walk at 3 a.m. They were like, hey, we don't like your kind around here. This is MAGA country. And they beat the shit out of him. And then they hung him with a noose or something. Turned out that those white guys were the Osundairo brothers, who I'm friends with. And they are definitely not white. And they also were definitely hired by Jussie Smollett to do that. And that definitely happened. Now, in between when that happened and when it got exposed what actually happened, crackhead Cory Booker and Kamala Harris, you may recall her. I think she just ran in the last election. What was it? Kamala and Tim something or other. I don't know. There's a report that he molested a kid at his school. I can't remember his full name, but he definitely doesn't look like a child molester at all. So those two, right? But now we're talking about Kamala Harris, okay? Literally, okay, within a couple of days, they introduced an anti-lynching bill. The timing of that. The timing. So let's break this down. Jussie Smollett comes up with the most ludicrous story of all time, where MAGA Republicans who are walking around, whatever, but MAGA people did it, this MAGA country, put a noose around his neck. 5 seconds later, we already have this bill written and it's ready to go. It's an anti-lynching bill. Anti-lynching? Didn't that guy just almost get lynched in Chicago? Yes. Yes, he certainly did. Okay. And I just actually realized right now something. I can't believe this. Hold on. I think I just made this connection literally right now. Hang on. Let me see. Let me go back. Sorry. Let me go back. Anti-lynching bill. So we went here and, here we go. Yep. Wow. Hey, a little bit on the nose, guys. The legislation was named after Emmett Till, an African-American teenager from Chicago. Pretty on the nose, dude. So that actually, and then this also happened in Chicago. I wonder if that was part of their, preordained narrative that they were going to run, But now let's go back to, let me go back to my history here and let's make sure we hit, here we go. So, yeah. So again, okay. So again, the purpose of the anti-lynching bill was because of some kid from Chicago, and then Jussie Smollett had this happen, and then 5 seconds later, 2 senators, both of whom have eyes on the White House, have sponsored a federal anti-lynching bill. And they call the attack on the black gay actor an attempted modern-day lynching. My goodness gracious. And when Jussie Smollett got caught, Kim Foxx, the district attorney in Chicago, whose campaign was funded by George Soros, for some reason decided she didn't want to push forward with prosecuting Jussie Smollett. Well, I mean, a crazy conspiracy theorist might think that maybe George Soros had been behind the entire thing, like had Jussie Smollett fake this race hoax so that they could get the press for it, so that Cory Booker and Kamala Harris could push their anti-lynching bill forward. And then when the whole thing blew up, he covered his tracks by having the district attorney that he controls go ahead and just dismiss the case after Michelle Obama's chief of staff reached out to the district attorney and asked her to try to get the police to transfer the investigation to the FBI, who we now know were completely corrupt with the Democrats. I mean, I don't know, you guys. I'm not a fucking genius, but it feels like those things connect. I'm just saying. Give me a fucking break, dude. Anti-lynching bill. Crackhead Cory. Oh, now he's crying on the Senate floor, you guys. Cory fucking Booker. God, dude. They sure make it easy to be on the other side, don't they? What was this about? Oh, yeah. So going back to the original purpose of this stream, U.S. prosecutors probe that Pfizer didn't put the vaccine out because they wanted to make sure that Trump lost the election. And, oh my God, wait a minute. Who are we just talking about? Kamala Harris and Cory Booker? It's almost like all this stuff connects. I seem to recall there being a moment when Kamala Harris was asked about the vaccine before Trump had lost the election, before Joe Biden came storming into the United States like a conquering hero and got the most votes in the history of the country. because everyone was so passionate about Joe Biden's campaign in 2020. So, before that happened, she was asked, what do you think about the vaccine? It's so serious. We're all staying inside. Okay. Like no one can go outside. No one go to school. No one can do shit. What do you think about that? Kamala Harris. She's like, I'll tell you one thing. Somebody offers me a vaccine that Donald Trump approved. I'm not taking it. I'm not taking it. Right? Anybody else with me? Cory Booker's like, I'm with you. I wouldn't take anything that Donald Trump signed off on. It's like, you guys do understand how vaccines work, right? Like Donald Trump literally has absolutely nothing to do with this except for potentially green lighting funding that would go towards like trying to speed up the process, which kind of self-defeating if you care about safety with vaccines. But listen, it was an emergency. I understand. But only a dishonest, grifting psycho who assumes that the American public is full of absolute fucking retards would say a thing like, yeah, no, I wouldn't take that vaccine if Donald Trump was behind it. And then 5 seconds later, be like, if you don't take the shot, you can't have a job. Okay? You can't have a job if you don't take the shot. You're all. Okay, but you just said that if Donald Trump was behind it, like, you wouldn't take it yourself. So what? I'm sorry. All I heard was blah, blah, blah. I want to get fired. Is that what you said? Is that what you said? Huh? I mean, I don't know. Did Donald Trump actually develop the vaccine? Is that what you're saying? Is Donald Trump a fucking virologist? Is Donald Trump a scientist? Has he ever done some kind of scientific method to test the effectiveness of a vaccine? She's like, what? You're like, I'm just saying, like, what you're saying doesn't make any sense. Your position can't have changed at this point. There's no new information that would have made it to where you could say, no, I won't take it, to now, not only have I taken it, I've forced my staff to take it. If you don't take it, I want you to get fired. And if you don't wear a mask when you go to the fucking grocery store, actually, it doesn't matter if you're vaccinated or not. You still have to wear a mask because actually, why don't you wear two? Why don't you wear two fucking masks? You're all. Hey, good luck collecting votes next time after everybody, remembers what you did here. What? I don't know. Hey, should I either stay home, masked inside my house, or should I go downtown New York to a Black Lives Matter riot without wearing a mask and go scream as loud as I can and spit on everyone? What should I do? She's like, well, it depends. Do you consider racism a health crisis in the United States? Well, yes, of course I do. That's what we're doing here, right? Like that's what we're going with, right? It's a health crisis. Well, then what are you asking about? Get the fuck down there. Okay? There's going to be a pallet of bricks on the corner of 10th and 9th. Okay? Grab a brick, throw it through a window, show the world that you care about black people. What are we talking about? I know, but can I still die from the virus? What virus? The fucking virus. What virus? I thought you said that racism is a health crisis. Are you having trouble figuring out what's more important? Did you not read my anti-lynching bill? Okay. Do you care about what happened to the kid that was visiting Mississippi in 1955 or not? Get the fuck down there. Go throw a brick. Jesus. You, sir, clearly are not down with the movement. Why don't you go over there with those guys? Why don't you go over there with those guys who want to not vaccinate, who want to go back to school, who don't care when black people are killed by police officers, even if the black person might have swallowed an entire bag of fentanyl to avoid arrest? You one of those guys? Why don't you get over there? Which team are you on? The unemployed team or the team that's with us? Fuck these people, man. Anyway, let me get caught up here. So, I already did that one. I met Cory face-to-face years ago. Seemed like he was on something then. I think I already... Did I? Are you fucking with me, dude? Did you do this just to make me think that I have, like, my brain short-circuited because it's working? Thank you for the super chat. I feel like I already did that one. Greg Schuster, thank you for the super chat. When Jussie said, I'm not suicidal, he was protecting himself from Soros and his peeps. Yes, I agree with that. You guys may recall when Jussie Smollett finally got incarcerated and he was in the court. He was like, matter of fact, let's watch that just because it's so hilarious. Covert, what's up, man? Convert, sorry. What's your thoughts on the U.S. declaring war on Mexico? It's a yes for me. Can't see the CIA seizing control over the Sinaloa cartel without a war. So I am terrified of all of these things happening all at once. That's my answer. Is like, I don't think that we need to like declare war on Mexico, especially in a moment where like we also are like, we have people talking about leaving NATO. It's like, there's just a lot going on, you know? There's a lot of things, we got a lot of balls in the air. I would prefer if we kind of like address each one at once rather than like try to blow up the world all like, you know, the order of the world all at once. I will say this, I'm down with us taking Greenland though. I'm down with us taking Greenland. And I can actually put my serious face on for a second and explain that the reason why we want Greenland so much is because the reason why we want Ukraine so much is because of all the natural resources that we can extract from there. Greenland has unlimited natural resources, all this stuff. I read all about this. That's why we're after Greenland. So, I mean, I'm not saying we like invade them or anything, but you know, I would prefer not to go to war in Europe if what it takes is us, you know, giving Greenland lots and lots and lots of money. Let's just do that. You know, it sounds like a better option, especially now that like, this is what I'm saying in terms of like, or like predictable consequences of decisions that we make. It's like, okay, we're pulling out of Ukraine. It's like, good. We don't want that war. And it's like, okay, cool. Now the European Union is going to borrow $1 trillion and it's all going to military equipment. You're like, fuck. That doesn't sound very good. Doesn't sound like a good thing at all, because these masters of the universe that we just ousted, like, they still have a lot of power. You know what I mean? But not in our country anymore. Bitches. DC, thank you for the super chat. Is Trump a shamoy? What the fuck does that mean? I honestly can't read that. Is Trump? All right. I don't know if you're talking shit or trying to slip something by, so I'm not going to be mean, but I actually have no idea what that was saying. But thank you for the super chat. Goldilocks, fun fact, Michelle Obama was the first ever transgender in the White House. You know what's funny about that is that picture that they always put around of her, that is doctored for sure. Like 100% for sure it's doctored. The one that like looks so bad, like where he's like holding her, you know, and she's like bald or whatever. That is not a real picture for sure. But I have not looked heavy into the Big Mike thing. I just know that one picture is not real. Okay, so is there anything else that I wanted to cover? Let me see. I feel like there was something else. Oh yeah, there's this. COVID vaccine damage consultants get paid more than the victims. Nice. Victims make less than the consultants who figure out how to pay them nothing. Amazing. Isn't this country beautiful? What else was there? I swear there was something else, dude. I don't know, but everybody just never forget that an anti-lynching bill was put on the floor 48 hours after Jussie Smollett and Cory Booker, the crackhead, him and Kamala Harris were the ones with their names on it. And what the anti-lynching bill was going to do was turn it into a hate crime and make it a 30-year minimum sentence for a crime that is a first-degree murder. So, really important, dude. Really, really important stuff. All right, I'm out. I love you guys. You're the best. I can't wait to watch this stream back because I have a feeling that I'm going to find myself very funny in this live stream. Anyway, you guys are the best. Bye-bye.